Hello, everybody. Welcome to Her Game Network. I am your host, Jazz, and I got my nearest and dearest with me. I got Millie. I got Tree. How y'all feeling? And we over here cheesing because we play all day.
I didn't do
How y'all doing?
Man, it's been a weekend, yo. It's been a weekend of sports. Like it's been a great weekend, and then today's Monday, so Mondays is like but you know how that go.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of games to talk about. We get to
Facts.
talk about basketball.
Yeah, just ball,
Say
just ball talk. Yeah, just get to it.
basketball.
We about 72 hours into the season, but we've already seen all the teams play. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a little taste of everybody's. Yeah.
My favorite game so far opening is honestly, you would think it would be the Aces or the Sparks or what, Sky, Dallas, Valkyries. You think it'd be one of them? It was actually Atlanta and Washington. I know we talked
Right.
about that last episode,
Yeah. Yeah, we
but
was trying to like watch it while we was recording.
I enjoyed that game. I enjoyed watching
Yeah.
both teams. Like I said, Washington is my sleeper team.
Facts. That's a good point because my second favorite. Go ahead though.
They did what they had to do. I mean, the score was 90-94, and they take that game.
Let's I mean really to talk about it, like Washington is definitely a underdog team,
Yeah.
right? Even last year, coming out last year, they really pushed to get to that, I think winning like 8 of their last like 10 games or something like that to kind of get in the running to, try to make that last playoff spot. But we gotta talk about on Friday the fact that they were down, I think by at one point like 14 points.
Yeah.
I thought the game was like, oh, okay, just like that Linux, just like the Linux and Wings game. It started to, it started to get away from the Wings, so it was kind of like, okay, but that Dream and missed this game, boy. They played. They definitely played for sure. Shout out to the rookie. Shout out to the rookie, Sonya Citron.
Can we get them a
Both
round of
of them.
applause? Can we do that?
Both of them. Both of them. I was can't. I was listen. First
Let's
of all, they got 3 rookies, but 2 of their rookies is going crazy. Kiki double her first WNBA double. So yeah, first she got her first double. She found out that first game, which is only fitting. Shout out.
certified crash out.
As a USC fan, good job, Kiki. Love
Fact.
it. Nah, they good. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
That was it. That.
That one was for my mama because she was like, "You need one of those. You need you need the clapping. You need it."
Thank you, my tell my
Moments.
dukes I said thank you. That's fire. Good job with that one. Yeah. But like you were saying, like for real, all the rookies definitely did. You know, they can't even. Of course, Brittany Sykes, she did her big one. You feel what I'm saying? She came to play.
Big Mama
But
Steph.
we talk about rookies. I can't forget Pow Pow. Hey
Yeah.
yo, hey yo.
Can we get let's let's let's
Hell.
let's clap it up for Pow Pow.
Power Power definitely. She might not have like ran it up with the points, which is nothing unfamiliar if you watch Pow Pow or SC. However,
That
yeah,
defense.
she looks so pretty. She looks so pro ready. Ooh, she looks so ready, man. I'm happy to see it,
Yeah.
especially with Jordan being out. Wishing her a speedy recovery for sure. Jordan Canada, get back to us. We miss you. It's time to show these people what they've been sleeping on.
Yes.
But Papa had one of Papa had one of the few plus. She had one of two. She was one of two people that had a plus minus on the plus out of the plus minus on there.
Yeah.
She showed up. I like what I'm seeing from her in Atlanta.
Let's give her
Yeah.
a Pow Pow a round of applause.
Let's give
Absolutely. What them Washington rookies is going crazy.
Can you say slept on?
facts.
Not about me. I've been woke.
Slept
But yes,
and get
yes,
and
I love being right. I love being right early. Y'all was sleep.
I like
Orton is
being
a
right
cone.
early.
I love being right early, especially Sonya Trump. They would sleep on her all that. Oh my gosh, people would so sleep on
And
Sonya.
they what got three players out?
Yeah, they definitely do.
That's scary. That's
Aaliyah
terrifying.
Edwards out, Shakira out, and
Shakira made her debut yesterday.
Yeah, she
yeah, she
did.
did play yesterday.
She only got to play 7 minutes.
Yeah,
Hey, and it was
I
a
think
crash out of 7 minutes.
yeah.
Hey, these refs is interested this season already, but we got to see her play. We know she's ready to go.
Oh,
Okay.
we since college, baby, since them college days.
Facts. Yeah, look, injury though. I'm glad she get to go. Forget them refs. They ejected my girl within 7 minutes.
All right,
Whatever. Welcome to the dub. Okay.
right. Let's go back real quick because still Friday we got
Yes.
Minnesota Dallas 99-84. Minnesota won that game, and then the Sparks and the Valks game it was 84-67. LA took that game.
We got to talk about the fact that to start off opening night, Nafisi College, y'all, my
And on the
Nafisa
Eastern
Clear,
floor.
she had 34 points, was the highest on the WNBA opening night, and Kelsey Plum came through and said,
She
Hold
said,
on,
"Hold
cigar.
on."
hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on real quick. When Kelsey dropped 37. Crazy opening day for the WNBA,
AP
y'all.
said,
Yo,
"Huh."
crazy.
She was like, "Big dog,
Crazy.
who? Big dog,
Exactly.
Said that. And it was
man."
like, so I seen people, they like, in reference to some other things we talked about in different episodes, but they talking about had certain comments on her playing 40 minutes. I'm like, bro, KP didn't play in the off season. KP lives in the gym. She
Literally.
probably bet like you're not taking me out. Like that's just KP. That's just who she is.
Yeah.
You know anything about her as a player, she a gym rat. First to get there, last to leave. So I'm not surprised by any means at her playing 40 minutes at her season opener, especially on a new team.
And
Yeah.
Not at all.
I would say let's talk about just not even just her points. She had 6 assists and 5 steals.
Man, what? Went crazy.
Let's talk about because those are the stats that people really don't be talking about. They always
Yep.
go and talk about points. But
Yeah, exactly.
she passed the ball.
Facts.
Absolutely.
But she was also picking the pocket. I'll take that. Give me that. It's just.
Well, thanks.
Yeah,
You
KP
should
was in
have.
her bag most definitely. She said, "Fee got
Hey.
what?"
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was, after I got over my woes or whatever, I was super excited to see KP thrive in a new environment.
Yeah.
With a new role, etc. Yes, really excited about that, and it did not disappoint. It did not disappoint at all. It's like she didn't miss a beat. Obviously, that's just the game opener, and it's gonna take that team time to gel and get accustomed to a new coach and new pieces and new system and stuff. But for a season opener, it was a great show of her intentions, if nothing else. Like we here and we here to win.
Yep. Talk.
And I would say not to even like KP, yep, points wise, but let's talk about Mama D. Let's talk about Erica.
Oh man,
like
listen.
a double double,
a double double,
a double double
to the right a little bit. You see
but of course that to me is expected. Like, every time I feel like you feel what I'm saying, as you call, Mama D, right? Like I feel like honestly speaking, like I expect that from her almost every night. When it comes to points, she get in that paint. She a dog. When it comes to the rebounds, you know what I mean?
Listen.
She up there with it. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta box her out.
Ham so slept on to me, man.
She always been like that. She always been the slept on. Like
they don't
love watching her play from when she was with Vegas, from her coming off the bench to like just her to starting. Like it's just she went through so many positions. Now she has a franchise on her back as well with KP. Like I'm so proud of her.
He had one of them ones, been one of them ones. And it's kind of crazy because last season, even though she's already a champion, even though we saw what she did in Vegas and she was already, she won her 6th Woman of the Year and stuff like that. She really had a breakout season last year, and people don't talk about it enough. And she did her thing in our rival. and she just oftentimes don't get enough credit. D Ham is one of them ones, and that's why like when I see people's predictions for this season and they got LA ranked so low, I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all don't know y'all personnel.
Like the Sparks right now, and I'm about to even touch on that. Like my favorite duo on the court right now is KP and Odyssey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's
I-
dangerous.
I can't wait till people fully see that on display. Like
Absolutely.
that is something different. Then you, of course, you have the 2-man with KP and D.
It's like it's insane. Like they really got a lot of weapons in their arsenal. KP and Odyssey Sims is a crazy combo because
It's
both of them are
crazy.
so good at the 1 and the 2.
Yeah.
Both of them.
And Odyssey don't care too much for real about scoring.
Does
Role
not.
Odyssey role is a
She
I'm
will
here
do
to make
everything.
you I'm here to make you better. If I need to score, I'm gonna score.
But otherwise, like what else I need? Like she's
Yeah.
doing everything. Last year when the Sparks actually signed her, I was like, good, because Dallas was dumb.
I was
Dallas
so
was
upset
dumb
with
for letting her
Dallas.
go. Like y'all crazy.
I was so upset with Dallas. Y'all, is y'all cool? Is
Is
y'all,
your
is y'all
They
cool?
said Paige come in. It's okay. Looking so.
but
But yeah,
go ahead.
that tandem, then D-Ham holding down the fort with her other child, Rakia,
Yeah.
which I love the transition that they've been doing with her to the 3.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. And then I know we talk about their game on opening day, but Z went off today. On their game 2, Z went crazy today.
Yesterday.
yesterday?
That was yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That was yesterday.
She did
They
go
wouldn't have known
crazy.
that if y'all didn't. No, I'm just kidding.
We already said it was Monday, all type of stuff.
It's Monday, whatever the case. Yesterday,
But no, she
sorry,
went
game 2, regardless. Game 2, Azure went
she
crazy,
lit
and I love that.
four of them things.
Yeah.
She had 3 in the first quarter. 3 threes in the first quarter. Stop playing with her.
She had
Yeah.
I know we getting off sidetrack, but she had 14 of the Sparks points in the first quarter, and they only had 21 points at that time. But all right, let's go back real quick because
Our Rosebud's out here doing the thing. I'm just saying.
man, listen. Prayers up for Ray because she did get hurt that game.
Yes.
That first
Yeah,
game.
definitely prayers for speed recovery.
But timeout
It's not as
because
bad as it could have been.
I'm so
She'll be back.
happy because yesterday
I'm so glad.
Did y'all see what she
I'm
had
so
on
glad.
yesterday? Baby girls was in heels, had her crutches. She said, "I'm gonna be cute by any means."
Another thing the Sparks don't get enough credit for, they be putting that on.
Yeah.
Erica, just nobody talks enough about the bro, and maybe it's because I'm in LA and like living in the city. See her at different events. I don't know. She be putting it on, and people don't be talking
Well,
about
that they say that team is the pretty team. That's the
it. Yeah, but they be dressing too. Put them on a salad because they be dressing.
But how y'all feel about the Valkyries? Like since seeing them play, how y'all feeling about them?
I honestly feel like I ain't even gonna lie, I don't have much of an opinion. I feel like I need to watch them a little bit more. Like I want to see how they come together first of all, they're a new team to the WNBA.
Yep.
So not only being a new team, well, I do love the fan support that they have so early on, being a newcomer team, like selling out games. It's crazy. You know what I mean? And so I want to see how they mesh a little bit more on the court, but I think they got they got some really great athletes on that team there. I'm definitely just
Listen to her PG answer.
gonna give it a little bit more time before I can really gouge a full on opinion on that.
So I want you to keep that same energy with every other team in the W because they are also formed as a new team.
I was just
Who said what
well,
Angel say? Next question.
Well, you know me.
Moving on.
I think there's still a lot of confusion. Still a lot of unanswered questions. I think there's I'm not gonna wait to make an assessment, but I think that we will have more answers as time passes. I definitely do think we will have more answers. I will say in regards because they've only played one game thus far, right? Yes, that opening
Yes,
game
only
against
one
the
game. Yeah.
Sparks. I will say I did see some better things than I saw in preseason from certain people.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, and oh yeah, it's a bit chaotic. I'm not.
It is. It is. It is
Big
chaotic.
Bay, they have not. I don't, think they found an identity, and I'm saying that about them because I know that those same things have already been said about other teams. Maybe not from you guys, but it's just a
Yeah.
part of the discourse.
Look at y'all
So yeah,
PG
it's gonna be
answers. I love
interesting to
it.
see how they develop and how slash if these pieces come together.
No, I agree. I'm gonna give a PG answer with y'all.
Shout out to them for selling out 10,000 season tickets, being the first franchise ever to do that. Though
Facts.
I will say 10,000
Give them a
season
round of
tickets.
applause.
Give them a round.
Period.
Cause that's actually pretty dope. But yeah, no, I agree with both of y'all saying they do need to find their identity because they are a new team, and with a lot of these other teams, they already had players that was already there that was already playing with each other.
Yeah.
So that is the huge difference, and they need to figure it out. Right? They only been playing with each other for 3 weeks, and now it's probably 4 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
So they still need to figure some things out. Tip is gonna be Tip. She's gonna stay on that floor. Love her for that.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, they do need to just they they figure it out. I like to see more of them using certain players.
Yeah.
Caleb Thornton being one of them.
Yeah.
Well,
They use her, but I feel like I more.
Yeah.
in what ways? Just curious. Sorry, I could ask you that off camera.
I mean, I just want to see more of her. Cause again, they learning a new.
Just like on the court.
Yeah.
She played.
No, she played 34 minutes in that
I did
game.
not
I
know
know,
that.
but yeah,
But it don't seem
it
like
don't
it.
seem
You're
like
right.
it.
It did not seem
I
like
need to
it.
see
Huh.
more because she's more and well than capable of doing so.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's just a little chaotic over there. I'm gonna have to
yeah,
study them. I
they
feel
go
like I gotta study them a
they
bit to
figure
kind
it
of understand
out.
what's going on.
Yeah,
As the season progresses, they'll figure
yeah, they
things out.
figure it out. We got time. We got time. It's literally only the beginning of the season. They get it together.
Wow.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on. Day 2, which was yesterday.
There we go. Oh man.
I mean Saturday.
Saturday.
My bad.
Saturday.
Wait, that was Saturday, right?
It's bad. Saturday.
We'll start at the top.
Texas versus Liberty. Messy. 78-92.
I want to hear what you guys say about that.
Liberty took it. Liberty took it. Y'all want me to go? You want me to go?
Go ahead.
All
Go
right.
ahead. Who don't want to go?
I'm gonna go.
Go ahead. No, I'm just playing. I'll just play.
Who said don't shoot? Hands up, don't shoot.
I just play. Yeah, I just play.
Okay, let's talk about the aces. Let's start with the aces. No, because that's gonna take a while. Let's start with New York. let's go with New York. New York look phenomenal out there. Can't deny it. They look like a team that been playing with each other for a long time. I think I said this to y'all in the group chat. Like they look like they've been playing with each other for a long time, but with added pieces.
Yes.
And they don't have a lot of added pieces, by the way.
At all.
So they look really good. Tosh. Wait, they have an answer for Tosh. Tosh.
At all. Not one.
Tosh said, what y'all say? What y'all said? Y'all don't know who I am? Let me remind y'all who I am. And I'm so happy for Tosh. Like, Tosh is one of my favorite guards. Love her game. And I'm glad that she's actually shooting now. Because Tosh was never a shooting type of guard. She always was the guard that, hey, I'm just here to make you better. I'm going to pass you the ball. I'm here to make the play. I'm here. If y'all need me to shoot, I'm going to shoot. And I think it was 2 years ago, I want to say, is when she was like, I'm a shooter now. I'm a shooter now.
You know what I love though about the post game press conference, because she talked about that. And she's still that guard that's here to make everybody better.
Yep, of
And she just
course.
spoke to how she was just like, because of the team she's on now and the personnel, when she drives trying to draw the defenders and trying to dish, if they don't collapse, bet.
Yep.
But she's still. I love that. I think that I love that. She's still approaching it with that same mindset, because her intention is to open up the floor for her teammates. But it's like, oh, bet I got that too. And her combining those two things,
Yeah.
it's beautiful or whatever.
I'm glad she was able to figure that out. Like,
Yeah, fact.
it's hard. It's not too many guards that can do both, because it hinders them somewhere else, or for the team it hinders.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a ideal.
Yep.
Unfortunately for
Why is
Aces
it still
fans,
didn't?
yeah, it takes a lot of factors for all of those things to work seamlessly together. You gotta have the ideal guard, ideal teammates, ideal system, etc., for it to work seamlessly. And unfortunately for Aces fans and Lynx fans, it seems that New York has that. They have all those components that contribute to Cloud being able to do all of those things. Seems like the perfect place for her, and I want to undo the trade. As an objective analyst, it's beautiful. It's amazing to watch. It's crazy good. As a non-Liberty fan, send her back to Connecticut now. That's gonna be a problem. Like, her in New York is a problem already. It's a problem.
I just, coming from that, y'all know how I come when I come.
That laugh.
Listen, so in the beginning of the season,
Mm-hmm.
I made the comment where I didn't think that New York could possibly two-peat. Based on that game against a two-peater against the Las Vegas Aces, meaning that they the reason why the Aces wasn't in the finals. And when they came out with this game opener, baby, and I'm going to also mention their number one shooter only had 8 points in that game. She did not contribute to that scoreboard in a sense of points wise, right? Now, don't get me wrong, she did have 7 rebounds. She had 4 assists. She played some very, very. She did a lot of facilitating in a sense. I feel like, she found an open man. She was giving. But I'm going to say the Ace better buckle up. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that Liberty flowed, my God. They said, y'all thought this ring was a fluke. Because honestly, for me, I said if they went to game 7, I feel like Minnesota would have took it. They said, nah, this ring ain't a fluke. We gonna show y'all this season. They dominated across the board. They dominated. Hey, Asia had a phenomenal game. I'm not gonna take away from Asia having a phenomenal game. I'm not gonna overlook that. Asia had a phenomenal game. 31 points, 16 rebounds, a block, a couple steals, a few assists. Baby girl was balling. But we, as in the sense of the Aces, y'all need more from Drew. Really.
I'm gonna laugh.
Come on.
I expected so much more from Drew Lloyd.
Come on.
In that opener. I expected so much more. But I get it. Like, as an athlete, sometimes shots don't drop. Sometimes, we can't really, deliver the way that we want to. But
All right, I'm wrapping you up.
I'm sorry, real quick.
where you feel like, I'm just saying, yo, at the end of the day, Liberty delivered. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You gotta look at the situation at hand and see that at the end of the day, every day gotta end. But no, for real though.
This is what I'm gonna say. About the Aces. All right, Asia, 31 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block.
They almost got 20. We almost got 20 ball, but they pulled the starters.
Double, right? She had a double. But I'm gonna go back and touch on Jewel. Because you brought up Jewel. It's okay for folks that have a bad game, right?
No, that's what I was gonna say. As an athlete, as an athlete, it's okay to have a bad game. But what I do want to say is, Drew Lloyd coming from Seattle. This is a season opener. Everybody's excited. Everybody's anticipating, Jewel going off, and we did not see the true Jewel out there.
No, we did not. Especially the Jewel during preseason. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So for me, I was expecting a lot, especially the team that put y'all out. You know what I'm saying?
Jewel said she wasn't there.
She did. She wasn't there. She wasn't there.
She said that ain't her problem. No. She said, not my monkey, not my circus.
That don't got nothing to do with me. That don't got nothing to do with me.
No, but in all seriousness, yeah, no. But she showed up in other ways, right? She showed up. She showed up on defense. She showed up at helping making plays for the team. And yes, we wanted her to do more. We wanted her to be that gold mama in this game because yes, Vegas needed that win. But I'm gonna be realistic here. They were not gonna win that game. And I'm gonna say that because they still have a lot to figure out.
Mm.
They still have a lot to figure out. For one, TB was out, right? And I was looking back, I was like, yeah, if she was playing, I was like, the outcome probably, it would have still been the same outcome because New York honestly was the better team.
Right.
But Meg is out, right, too. It is like, but, pause, sidebar. Kia.
I don't know what was going on.
No. Kia did what she was supposed to do. And
Which was nothing? No, I'm just fine.
Relax. Kia did what she was supposed to do. People expect Kia to shoot. She's not a shooting big. Kia was on the floor. Kia was getting rebounds. Kia did everything Kia was supposed to do. What you gotta say?
I'm going to listen, and y'all know how I'm gonna come.
I ain't even said nothing yet.
Listen. A lot of people always talk about, and you just mentioned everything is not about points, and it's not. But defense wins games, right? Offense rarely. It adds to the ability to add to the scoreboard. But didn't see good defense. When I say did not see good defense, that's me personally. Did not see good defense from her. Okay, I feel like.
Come on, shake the table. Finish shaking the table. Come on.
I didn't see great.
Come on, stand up business.
I didn't see great defense from her. I did not see the paint being guarded by her. I feel like Liberty had their way in the paint.
Were we watching the same game?
Tell me I'm wrong.
You are. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead, Tree.
So here's a discrepancy. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Overall, Ace's defense was terrible.
It was horrible. It was terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, absolutely did her job. You know, I'm sorry.
Can we get a round of applause for Kia? Because Kia definitely did what she was supposed to do.
Let me come proper to what I'm about to.
I think
here.
I think we was all watching.
Let's get into it.
Hey.
We was clearly watching two different games.
Three different games.
So
two, because I don't. What did y'all see, bro? She didn't deliver, bro. No defense, no nothing. What, she had 7 rebounds? Oh, she almost had a triple nothing if she didn't have 7 rebounds, bro. A triple nothing.
Go Tree, go Tree, go. Cause I'm about to be on her heels.
So, you know,
talk about Kia. We talk about Kia. Go.
I know. I haven't commented on anything yet.
Comment on Kia real first, and then go.
So here's my thing with Kia Stokes, and the thing that a lot of people, including some Aces fans, don't realize. Josh said he is not there to score. That doesn't mean she doesn't do things. There's a reason that Asia said she wanted to dedicate her depoy award to Kia. There's a reason. Kia makes Asia. Asia can't be the Asia Wilson that she is without Kia. So
Clock it. Clock
So-
it.
ooh, clock it. Because I also see so many people, anytime the Asians do anything wrong, that you got people on there trying to change the roster. They like, oh, they should call this person, they should call this person. I'm not gonna name those people because no shade to them people, but y'all sound crazy. Y'all think that those people can contribute more to that team than Kia Stokes. Because again,
Put that
like I
cape
said, with
on.
KB,
Put that
it takes a
cape
certain type
on.
of character also to be able to do things that you know you're not gonna get the credit for because it don't show up on the stat sheet, but you're doing it for your team, your teammate. Yeah, the Kia's presence alone makes Asia's life better.
Baby girl was
She
on the
did.
ground. She was getting rebounds. She was holding
Hello.
defense. Kia looked like
Hello.
old Kia.
You
I
know,
don't know, because
she was getting to it.
you got. We gonna help you get familiar. We gonna help you get familiar because you covering New
They
York.
don't need to understand our system. I want people to not understand the Asian system.
It was giving cardio night. It was giving cardio. Mookie gave us 30 minutes of cardio.
She only played 18 minutes. Can I get to my other things about
Go
that?
ahead.
Right, so, because you also talked about, you're talking about New York, you're talking about Jules. So,
It's the giggle.
yeah, we said, like I said, T Cloud went off. I don't like it. Send her back. T Cloud looks great in New York. Oh,
That girl looks fantastic.
she looks great on that team. I hate it.
New York looks good on her.
Yeah, facts.
That looked like she been with them for years, and that
Listen.
team ain't even been together for years.
Right.
Well, a few, because they was put together. Anywho, I'm sorry. Let me act like that.
Build a
So
bear.
back to the Asians. It is fair. They were assembled for a
I
purpose.
said build a bear.
Oh my bad. Actually, build a bear. Perfect. So okay, then we got to wanting more from Jewel. Her shots wasn't falling. Jackie Young shot 26.3%. Chelsea Gray shot 30.8%. It wasn't just Jewel who shot.
No, for real. It's just the only difference
Nobody's
is
shots was falling but Asians.
literally. And then
And Dana.
I'll say Dana.
Obviously.
Round of applause for Dana real quick. Round of applause.
And I knew when it happened, I was like, they only gonna talk about Jewel. They only gonna talk about Jewel. So the game, okay, Aces got beat by 14. We was all communicating as it was going on. At a certain point, the game was like 4-point game.
Yeah.
And it really should have been a large margin for New York for the whole game.
Aces didn't look good.
Like I said, whole defense terrible. Defense was terrible the whole game. And that's just them, I think, getting accustomed to the system. They're all adapting. They're all getting, accustomed to the system and acclimated. And Ace's offense comes from their defense. Their defense wasn't there, so there was no offense to come. Especially once T-Cloud start getting them god dang breakaways and they start getting them points in transition, it was just like,
I know.
And that's the thing. That's always the thing though with these two teams specifically because Liberty the only team that can pull the Aces card like that. Because once they start hitting the transition, they know to keep applying that pressure in transition, and they know that's their kryptonite. Because in any other game, Aces is the one dominating the pace, dictating the pace at least, not even dominating, but dictating the pace. Defense all around wasn't there. The spacing was off. Nobody was moving without the ball. The ball wasn't
just
moving.
bad. It was like, what was
the
y'all
Aces,
doing?
If you're watching the Aces game and you don't see at least 3 passes before the shot goes off, like 5 times, they probably not gonna win because they're not playing like the Aces.
No facts.
So it's like I shouldn't be saying all this because these things that you should only know if you pay. You should only know if you know. But that's really what it is. Aces just want the Aces. No shade to Liberty, because they did do their thing. And like I said, T-Cloud looks great. But like you said, their best scorer had 8 points because she was 3 from 12. There's been a lot of bad shooting.
She was 0 for 5 from the 3.
There we go. I can't believe I left that off. 0 from 5 from 3.
0
She is one of the best 3-point shooters ever. I stand by that. She is. And she was 0 for 5 from 3. Even, dang.
Yeah.
Leone didn't make a 3. We didn't make a 3. Shop didn't make a 3.
They didn't need to. They had Cloud.
Hello. Listen, again, like I said, what she said in the post game.
They said delivery go find somebody to carry them.
Y'all know how Jazz, at least you know how Becky feel about them open layups.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, nobody can pull the Aces card like the Liberty. And that's why, you say you didn't think that they was going to go back to back. I think that the finals is going to be the Aces versus Liberty.
Yeah, I truly, like I said, I knew they wasn't winning this game, respectfully. Especially watching movement, ball movement, defense was horrible.
Let me stand in the rail.
Like I don't know, but Dana Evans, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Ain't no apologies. It's only a lot of more.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of apologies because look, I'm gonna need them for her because
go apologize. Y'all can send them to me.
that cape. I be wearing that
like
cape. Between her and Kia, I don't know. I feel like Superman right now. All right.
EKB came in and made a shot. They was like, okay, KB. No, shut up. Cause
I'm like, y'all wasn't shooting with her in the gym. Relax.
I've been harassing these women.
Let's go Chicago, Indiana.
Yeah, there we go. Finally, we talk about the actual game. Yeah.
Chicago, Indiana, I feel like, as always, what I noticed about Chicago is they're still trying to learn to grow with each other, to play ball with each other. You could still see some timidness. You could still see like everybody wasn't really in their element. You had Ariel Atkins that wasn't in a sense really wasn't in a sense dropping how we kind of seen her drop during preseason. I felt like she was really balling out during preseason. Kia Nurse was one of them that I thought was going to deliver a little bit more, but we didn't really see her too much. She got the shots up, but they just wasn't dropping, and that's just what it was. I feel like Saturday night for Chicago. But Angel, she wasn't. But she was like 5 for 14 from the field. She did smack a three, which was great. But of course, she came through with a double, 17 rebounds, 10 defensive rebounds. Of course, she she doing what she do. I feel like we could have seen a lot more from Chicago. It still feels like they still need to play through some team chemistry, right? What I will say, getting blown out by nearly 50 points in a season opener, in the WNBA is
disgusting.
It's a bad look. Indiana, they came, they played, right? Cece came out triple double, right? Her third triple double of the season. Her career. Seeing that's great. You could see Aaliyah Boston double double balling. Kelsey Mitchell, they was really doing what needed to be done. Natasha Howard, I feel like they were playing in sync. They were playing with some rhythm out there. After the huge crazy play in the third quarter, I feel like that's when it kind of really got away from Chicago because the game was pretty close. And then after that play, it just seemed like nothing was falling, nothing was working. But yeah, so that was my take. It was in a sense, I wouldn't even say it wasn't a good game. A 45-point blowout is a crazy game, but I feel like Chicago work a little better. They mesh a little bit more. I feel like you'll be able to see more. And I don't like the fact that Haley Van Lift only played 4 minutes. I don't know what that was about. I want to see better rotation maybe with her. Yeah, that's my take.
Well, she is a rookie.
Yeah, but and Camila.
I know.
So.
You want to go next? Or you want me to go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
My only mention of the incident will be that to me it seemed pretty evident that the whole team kind of checked out after that. They were about halfway through the third quarter. 14-point lead, which was at that point the largest lead. So between the second half of the third quarter and the fourth quarter, the lead jumped from 14 to 35. The team was checked out, and rightfully so. The defense was absolutely horrible the entire game.
Yeah.
I don't know what scheme they were running. I really couldn't call it, but I know they was doing a lot of switching, but the switching was not effective.
No, at all.
It was not successful. All the switches was late. The switches didn't make sense. Indiana was taking advantage of everyone that they was late for and every mismatch that the switches provided. I will say that. Otherwise, also like Indiana overall shot pretty well. They had a pretty good percentage. The only people below, they had a lot of people over 50%, except for obviously DeWanna Bonner. who, although people been celebrating, she was 2 for 9. And then you had Evan was slightly under 50, and then Lexi was 40. I won't count Damaris because she had minimal shots. But for the Sky, they're only going to talk about Angel's field goal percentage. However,
It was a whole team,
she was
man.
better than 7 people on her team, which is crazy because she only shot 37, 35. Angel, yes, she only shot so many. She should not have. There should not be enough teammates available to have shot less than that.
Yeah.
However, there are, and that's crazy because it's like their plan in the offseason was to bring in different vets and to prioritize perimeter scoring. I think that what they negated, they completely took away the penetration scoring. There's nobody there to
Yeah.
score penetrating. And obviously everybody wants to talk about Kennedy and it's like, oh, they should have it's 6 players. Half the team is gone, not just Kennedy. Half the team is gone. Because even Lindsay Allen could have helped.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they completely erased all penetration scoring and there's zero makeup for it because if you completely you live by the 3, you die by the 3.
Yeah.
They're completely relying on perimeter scoring, and there's nothing to make up for it when the shots aren't falling, and the shots, baby, were not falling. So, yeah, I think they definitely there's no identity. It big change from preseason, like you said. I also would have liked to see more of Haley. We saw so much for her preseason.
Yeah.
And it's different from other teams where they're still trying to kind of figure out their roster, like the Aces and other people where they have so many people. With the Sky, it was pretty clear from jump what their roster was going to be because their other 2 draft picks are not available this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We knew that 2 of the 4 wouldn't be here, so it was pretty clear what the roster was going to be from day one. So I'm not understanding why Haley and Maddie only got 4 minutes of play when nothing was going well. But again, you got veterans going 0 for 7, 0 for 4.
Yeah.
And again, Angel's gonna take all the flack for that, but it's really not her fault.
Yeah.
They got a lot of work to do at the end of the day. And, you know, yeah, sure, props to Indy. They brought in some good pieces. They brought in a veteran coach. However, Chicago just didn't play well. They just beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah, I agree. I ain't got nothing to say about that game.
Yeah.
I don't. Y'all pretty much said everything, honestly. They got a lot to figure out because
Yeah.
they definitely look different from preseason.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely some off.
and which is
Facts.
why, like, you know, any conversation I've had, I'm like, you have to factor in everybody checking out after what happened.
I feel like it just happened. It was like, what
It
are
was
we
just like, can
like?
we go?
Yeah, it was like, what are we doing here?
Can we go? you know. So yeah, that game it's a wash. You know, chalk it up. We'll see what they do with their next opponents.
Now,
Yeah.
before we go to this next game, I do just want to shout out to Asia, the only player in history leading in points, rebounds, and block in the same season.
Absolutely.
So let's give her a round of
Absolutely.
applause.
Shout out to baby goat. You know.
Yeah, shout out to
She-
her.
Also, well, since we are talking about the game, shout out to Angel for becoming the fastest
Yes.
player in WNBA history to 450 points and rebounds.
Facts.
35 games
Yeah.
because we know that she
Round of
missed
applause for her.
the end of last year. 35 games. That is impressive. No matter how you slice it. Once she's
And
playing
shout-
her position differently. Once her finishing improves, it's scary hours. I fear.
Yeah.
DB too.
Facts.
Shout out to her for moving into
She
third.
third place in all time scoring.
Third place, all time scorer. Shout out to her for that.
It was some records broke in this open season. It was some ball playing going on. That's what we love to see. That's what we love to see. Honestly speaking, that Mercury and Storm game, like that was the last game on Saturday.
Yo,
That
did
Mercury,
not go how I expected.
I did not expect that. I did not expect that at all. I did not expect a 20 piece on that. I ain't gonna cap to you at.
I did not either, especially missing Ka.
Yeah. Yeah.
Missing Ka's speedy recovery. She's out for 6 to 8
Yes.
weeks. That's crazy.
Yes.
I get it though, but it's a scope. It's just a scope surgery. She'll be back. should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yes.
20 piece is crazy.
20 plus piece actually,
So
but yeah.
yeah, really, 22 piece. And I saw Phoenix again though. That was preseason. I did see them in person against the Aces at preseason, which was an interesting game, but definitely underestimated. I don't know if I'm underestimating Phoenix or overestimating Seattle. I can't tell yet. I really can't. But I know that I did not expect that game to go that way. But shout out to them. Pleasantly surprised. Satu is at it. Satu's going at it. And I feel like, honestly, I feel like she's only going to get better, unfortunately,
Yeah.
for other teams. 18 as well came out bussing. It seems like that they really somehow, because they have a lot of new pieces. They got a lot of new pieces on this team, but all the teams that have so many new pieces, they seem to be one of the ones that are meshing and gelling together well a little bit faster than others. And I don't know if it's because they just out there like if it let's ball. Like I don't know what their method or formula is, but it's working. It seems so far at least. It's minutes were shared pretty evenly.
Yeah.
Like literally everybody except for 2 people got 20 minutes or more. Like they got a nice scheme going, and I'm interested to see how that unfolds. They also shot really well as a team, and then they did just make a roster change. Alexis Prince got waived because Matu is back from the Nigeria player. She's back,
Yeah, they did.
but she's actually really good. So I don't think that's gonna hurt them at all. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, no, it really is. Like, it's crazy. It's definitely crazy how that game went. That's why I said I didn't really have too much to say. It's crazy. It didn't go what I expected it to go. Wasn't expecting it. I will say, after watching Seattle play tonight, I could totally kind of understand like how that first game kind of went. You could see that when they were just playing Dallas, they literally blew a really nice lead, right? And Dallas was able to get it down to 3. Now Dallas shots unfortunately weren't dropping for them because it looked like Dallas could have came away with that game because literally the only quarter honestly that Seattle really slipped in that game against Mercury was that first quarter. They were outscored by 8 points, but if you look at the second and third quarter, but probably a 6 point together, right? Outscored by 3 points each quarter. Now you don't have a bad first quarter. Now that's a tight game. But now you've had a bad first quarter, a bad second quarter, and a bad third. And I'm not even going to say bad because ideally it really wasn't. But you were outscored in 3 consecutive quarters. At the end of the day, 4. But I'm saying had they not been outscored, that first quarter, the game would have been close. It would have been good. But
I agree.
so
Sure.
so yeah, that's pretty much. Like I said, I was shocked and surprised to see that. I said, wait, I thought that I was watching the game like upside down or something. Honestly, I was like, wait, Mercury is winning this game against Seattle. Was not expecting that.
It was
Yeah,
definitely
they are.
cooking.
Yeah, Phoenix might be a dark horse. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
They are just utilizing every piece that they have smart. It's like people a lot of times we look at the pieces they have, but it's really about how you use those pieces. And they are using
facts.
the pieces that they have really intelligently
Yeah.
and really smart.
So I'm excited to see it because I originally before the season opened, knowing Kai was out for 6 to 8 weeks, I'm like, ooh, how was Mercury really going to, and they lost a lot of key pieces too in the off season. So I'm like, what is gonna happen? And this game opener,
They said, "Don't worry about it. We got it."
they said, hold on, y'all got doubts, watch us work, and
That's
it
gonna be
definitely worked.
scary when Kai comes back, man.
I know.
Yeah,
That's another team that slept on.
And Matt.
yeah,
Clearly.
Yeah, that's what I said right before you came back. I'm like, Mercury is definitely a dark horse. They are
Yeah.
definitely a sleeper team because I did not have them doing well.
I mean, you know what it is? I think because I think we thought about everybody who left. It was just like, and that's no disrespect to the core 3 that's there, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like everybody left, so it's just like, all right, we're not really paying attention to Phoenix.
Yeah,
for me, it was like, I looked at who and I was like, I think, honestly, unfamiliarity with some of the pieces. And then I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I didn't think that they would work so well together so fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought their learning curve was going to be much steeper.
Yeah.
And I got to give them
That's
credit.
that is something I will say.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was going to take them more time.
Same. That's why I was just like, all right, cool.
But-
Prove me wrong.
But y'all, really? Let's hold on. We've talked about the Mystics, but we
Dude,
got
this
to
game,
on the Mystics.
this
I was
game,
just about to say, let's get into yesterday.
yes.
Can't wait. Let's go.
Yes, because this
Let's
game
go.
was
I'm
so
ready.
good,
I've never
dude.
thought I'd be so excited to
It
talk about
was
Washington Mystics.
was extremely. First of all, forget the fact that we really ought to talk about it. Honestly speaking, I did not think. I thought that the Mystics would play. I honestly thought that it was going to be a good first quarter. And when it was not a good first quarter, they were outscored, I think, by 10 points. I said, oh, yeah, this is going to be the game I thought it was going to be. But, of course, I continue to watch because, as we all know, basketball is a game of runs. It's a game of runs. And we've seen this so much in the NBA season. We've seen it so much in multiple WNBA games. You're down by 20. You think you count the person out. You count the team out. And now they're going into overtime. It's crazy. Like,
Insane.
so I'm just going to say shout out to the Mystics. When I say that definitely an underdog team that is really showing out this season, I love to see it. I love to see it. I love to see it. I love, what the rookies are doing. I love, everything that they really got going on. You know what I'm saying? This season. So I want to, you know what? And I think I mixed up Kiki's first game.
You
and her
did.
second game.
It's okay. We know what you. We
Yeah.
know what you meant.
I haven't heard, but yeah, I'm
Not her first game. Come on, Rook, making history.
I just want to say, and I'm gonna pass it over to y'all that all I want people to do is really put the Mystics on. Put them. You probably ain't gotta put them in your top just yet, but put them on the watch list. Put them on the watch list because let me tell you something. These first two games, both games were comeback games for them. Both games they played to that shot clock said 0-0, bro. They did not give up. And they both play very veteran teams, yo. You know what I'm saying? Both had, Atlanta does have a new look. Connection has a new look. But at the end of the day, they were underdogs. And they showing this league, like, stop, don't sleep. Don't sleep too much, baby, because we gon'.
But what Future say, baby, wake up.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about Slim. Let's talk about Brittany, man, because
from one rival to the W. You hear me?
Man, 27 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 61% from the field.
Stop it.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Can we say Angel to Washington?
Man, you wow.
That was insane of me. I'm sorry.
You're wow. But it's just like, I'm happy that she's there and she didn't leave because that's her team.
Yeah, you said it.
That's her team. She has some young, hungry rookies. And just, even with Big Mama Steph, can't forget about Big Mama Steph. Like, you just have a team full of hungry people. This is this is the most hungriest.
Yeah. No, they
on. Listen. Listen. They are
I know.
for sure. Huh?
When you lost for words.
Yeah.
Like, wait, because also I gotta share this. This is the lead tracker. You know what? This is hard. This is hard. They was down the entire game.
Yeah.
That's dog mentality. That is dog mentality. Somebody was like, let them keep sleeping on the Mystic. Listen to me. Soon as they made that trade for the third pick, I was wide awake. I said, "Oh no." We thought they was quiet. They was quiet all free agency. They was so quiet.
Literally
like,
quiet.
Oh, they ain't on nothing. They made that trade, and I said, "Oh baby, they got something up their sleeve." They had something up their sleeve. No shade to Ariel. They won. Obviously, I think it was very clear to many people that they won the draft. You take
absolutely.
Strong, Kiki Ariafin, Georgia Amore, and Lucy Olsen. You won, bro.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah.
But the way that these rookies, oh my goodness gracious, the way these rookies are playing is crazy.
I'm
It's
so proud of
crazy.
them.
We talk about Slim went lights out. Unfortunately, fouled out. But yeah, we ran her stats. Kiki fouled out, but they ran it back. They said, review that and get her back in the game. So happy she made it back in the game because Big Rook. I know Big Rook went 17 points, 14 rebounds, shooting 70%.
Yeah.
Crazy word.
Like
Crazy word.
I've been a Kiki. I'm a Kiki fan. I'm a US
Ben.
fan.
Listen,
Ben. Come
Ben.
on.
The transition is so seamless, but also that's like it's a testament really to the organization,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to the vets around them, to the people, to the things in place, the system in place that's helping them transition. Because they really ain't doing nothing different that they were doing. They are just really put in a position to transition well. Sonya was so slept on. I'm glad that Washington
Man,
stood and saw,
listen.
because people didn't have Sonya in a lottery pick conversation
No.
Yeah.
until maybe towards the end of the season. People did not have her up there. When Chicago made that trade, I was mad. People said I was crazy. No shade to Ariel Atkins. I love Ariel. But I knew that Sonya Citron was the rightful overall number 3 pick. And she is just incredible. She's incredible. 15 points. Like, she's incredible. And she's so
games.
Hello, that's what I was about to say. She's so consistent. She's consistent. She's poised. She is just a dog. And them two together it should be a crime.
Yeah.
Dude,
And wishing Georgia a lovely
yes.
recovery. I felt bad for Kiki because, well, obviously I felt bad for Georgia for tearing her ACL, but I was like, dang, you probably was there when it happened, and you just saw your other teammate 2
Yeah,
months ago
baby,
tear her
that
ACL. So it's
PTSD.
like, that's very traumatic.
Yeah.
Kiki's such a professional, and I really, I hope that she's doing well with that, because that's just a traumatic thing to witness, and especially twice in 2 months.
Twice,
Right.
yeah.
But you could never tell by what they're doing on this court. And yeah, Washington is definitely putting something together, and that is, with none and then minimal Shakira Austin, and then we haven't even seen Aaliyah yet, y'all.
Yeah.
I know. I can't wait to see Aaliyah because her and Unrivaled, my goodness, Darlene.
I'm so glad people woke up and Unrivaled. Aaliyah been one of them ones.
Yeah.
Facts.
She was
I
the
loved
most
her in
pro-ready.
college.
She was the most pro-ready of the 2024 draft class.
I agree.
Period. And yeah, Washington is putting something together, man. They're gonna be scary for a few years.
Facts.
Now, Minnesota.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, my bad. I know I talked a lot about them, but I didn't comment on Connecticut. Connecticut.
I don't think none of us could comment on Connecticut. I think we just was on riding the bull.
My bad. Because Washington is really just doing the thing. Connecticut, I will say, is also they are impressing me a bit. They are impressing me a bit. They definitely could have won their game. Obviously, they were leading the whole time. So I'm interested to see how their coaching is going to play out, because their last play call for their attempt to score was just not a good call, in my opinion. I'm not a coach though, so what do I know? I think they're utilizing certain pieces well, but they're also, it seems like they're kind of just going with whatever's working right then. Unless it's Marina. It's like, we're going to go with whatever's working, but if we need some, Marina, we call it on you, no matter how you shoot. Like, so it's like, okay, it's interesting. I want to keep watching them, see how they're doing. I'm also, more than anything, honestly, the reason I brought them back up is because I don't know why he didn't play Rhea Marshall, the only rookie that was active last game. I would have loved to see her versus Kiki again after watching them all last season play together. But I'm super excited to see Anissa and Sanaya.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see Anissa. Man.
Between Anissa Morrow, Sanaya Rivers, Rhea Marshall, those 3 period were already 3 of my favorite college athletes of the past season, and just in general. So I was really happy that they were all drafted to the same team, even though I'm not a fan of this team. Really happy they were all drafted to the same team, and I cannot wait to see what they bring to this team. Much love and just positive energy sending towards Sanaya, of course.
Yeah.
She is available for tomorrow. Just want to throw that out there. Anissa is still out, but Sanaya is not ruled as out. We will see if she finally makes her debut.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do a lot with them.
Okay, sidebar really quick, because we talking about Connecticut. Shout out to Rhea Harley, man.
Yeah, for sure. That's who should have took that shot.
That's one player I watched since college. And I probably said this before, but just from her coming from AU and getting a roster spot. Like, this is one player that deserves a roster spot. I know it's a bunch of them that deserve, but she deserves a roster spot. So for Connecticut to grab her and she's doing everything that she's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I mean, 74% from the field. Let's talk about it. Like, she's a dog.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her. So I'm glad they picked her up. But yeah,
Yes.
Connecticut.
Shout out to all the AU players.
Yeah.
Returning to teams and doing their thing for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the one. When they drew up that play, no shade to Marina, love Marina, but at that moment, Marina was 5 for 20. They should have drew up that play for Bria Hartley.
Yeah.
Oh, facts. Just the type of player that she is, to me, she's a perfect fit for that team. I mean, that to me is like a missing piece.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Last game, Minnesota
Yeah.
Sparks.
Yeah, Minnesota Sparks.
89-75. Minnesota took that game.
I was expecting that, so it wasn't unexpected that Minnesota won that. I did think that they kept it competitive. I will say that first half was very competitive. It showed me the grit and the grime that the Sparks got going. But of course, as we all know, Minnesota came out and dominated that second half, which
They did.
which showed me what the reality was, and that's Minnesota being Minnesota.
I think with that second half too, because Sparks had a nice first half, right? But let's really talk about the second half, because the second half to me is the half that matters. The defense, I don't know where. To me, it was just too many. Minnesota got too many open looks.
Mm-hmm.
Easy layups, easy passes. It was just too easy. But I must say, I honestly had Courtney and a pickle. I can't say what I want to say. She had her in a pickle.
The pits of it, child. Oh my gosh, it was Clamp City. Clamp City.
Yes, she put her through it. But
lockdown.
From other than that, though, I mean, I think with the Sparks, I think they need to. With Ricky going down and she was out, so I mean that played a part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Azare didn't score for a hot minute in the first half. So after that first quarter, she didn't. I think she scored 2 points in the second, if I'm not mistaken. That also played.
It was 12 in the first. No.
It was 14
in the first quarter and none in the second quarter.
And then yeah. So she didn't score until the third quarter, where she had okay.
Yeah.
14 in the first quarter, 7 in the second half, and 7 in the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Not balanced.
So it was just a lot of inconsistency with them. Granted, she had 21.6 rebounds, right? And D had 20 and 10, double. Shout out to her. But KP also shots wasn't falling either. She was 35 from the field. She had 18 points, but she also had 5 assists. So I mean, she made up to where she was lacking, like always. That's KP. Even shout out to the rookie. She came in and did what she was supposed to do. Sarah Ashley. Defense was great. I mean, she did have some plays where you could tell she's a rookie. And she's gonna clean it up, which she will. And they still learning that offense, like we said before. I mean, a lot of just a couple tweaks, and honestly, I think that'd be good.
Yeah. I think I mean, like y'all said, clearly the second half it just got away from them.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's like a stamina issue, but I gotta point out because one, Minnesota bench outscored LA bench 21-6, but LA only had 9 active players. And then they didn't play 2 of them. So it's one, that's an interesting decision to me because you already got a limited roster. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why Emma and Sanaya didn't play.
I was gonna say, I was gonna bring that up because I don't know why they weren't in the game. They would have helped a lot, actually.
And it's like, I mean, granted, yes, you have Z and you have D-Ham, a great front court in those two, and Rakia at the 3, but you can't tell me that there's not a point that Sanaya can't come in and
even Emma, I would have played.
I was gonna go by position wise, because I mean, even Mercedes is great and she has a great presence, but she wasn't really a scoring factor.
Yeah,
see,
that's the thing with Mercedes
limited.
too.
things that she offered. So it's like, what would have been the difference of putting Sanaya in, if for nothing else, to give relief to somebody. Emma, same. Same with Emma, because you're kind of, your whole front court is at this point just KP and Odyssey.
Yeah, I would
Because you
have
really
been
got,
swapped. That would have been an easy transition swap.
easy transition. Emma and KP have played before. They're familiar with, yeah, because I'm pretty sure Sarah Ashley is at the three room Kia. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, personnel and just interesting coach's decision. I'm not too familiar with Lynn, like I know her resume and stuff like that, but I'm not too familiar with her system. So I'm interested to see what happens moving forward. Also, like, when some of their key pieces come back, because that's a very limited roster to be playing with.
Yeah.
To be only playing 7 people, especially against the Lynx. Like,
Right.
but to be only playing 7 people against the Lynx and lose by 6 points.
Well, y'all did
Wait,
pretty
no,
good.
not 6 points. I'm sorry, I can't do math.
14.
14.
14. You're right. My bad. I was thinking 79 to 85. That's my bad. That is backwards. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see. I have yet to be able to call it. For them, it really could go either way with them. It's just a matter of how they utilize their pieces. Because their player of the game, Z, had a usage rate of 18%.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how they put these pieces together.
Just from like, because we have Alicia in practice with them. She was just saying like, they like we all saying they go piece it together. They still learn the offense. You got a whole new coaching staff, a bunch of new pieces. So I mean, this is another team that is, hey, give us some time.
Yeah.
They gonna have it figured out.
Yeah.
It's funny that we have so many of those this season.
I know.
When like all the teams are gonna look different next year.
Again, because it's 2 teams coming in, so it's like,
It's 2 teams coming in. It's gonna be a new CB.
Man, if y'all don't,
Pretty much everybody signed a 1-year contract. Like, only people that are locked into their teams next year are the rookies from the past 2 years. It's gonna be starting over again. It's so
traumatic.
interesting to
Talk
have,
about
like,
traumatic.
this league is I love it. It's stressful.
Yeah, but overall, we got some good basketball.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
think a lot of surprises this first weekend. A lot of surprises.
We got some fantastic basketball. I can't wait for the rest of the season. The season opener was one for the books, I tell you that. So I'm, like we said before, I was excited about the season before the season started. Yeah, I can't wait for sure, for sure.
I know tomorrow we got Aces and Connecticut, and then we have Atlanta and Indiana. What predictions for these games?
Predictions tomorrow, the Aces in Connecticut. I'm gonna take the Aces. Tuesday, hey, listen, I'm going with Atlanta.
Hey,
I'm
I'm
going with
saying
Atlanta.
I got the same.
I'm going with Atlanta. I'm going with Atlanta because at the end of the day, the way that they played against the Mystics, and the Mystics are an underdog team. I think the Mystics can beat the Fever. So
okay.
the way that they battle, I don't think the Fever has anybody that could really mess with Brittany Griner in the paint. Alicia Gray, when she get hot and she go off, is raps. And the Aces, they ain't gonna go down 0-2 in the season. That ain't gonna happen. So
Against Connecticut?
If
That's not nice.
if the Aces if the Aces just have to get back to Aces basketball, right? That's that's just gonna take some time. It's not gonna take some time, but it's gonna take some time if that makes sense. Especially once all the pieces get back there, everybody get used to playing with each other. Because, like I said before, Jewel is coming into something that was already like chemistry wise. It was already there. So everybody still have to learn and play with each other. She has to get a feel of the offense, the team, and everything. So I mean, the Go Mama go show up.
yeah,
She go show up.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Yeah, she gonna show up. But yeah.
Man,
Anything else? Look, anything else? We missed? Did we miss anything? We talked longer than we were supposed to, by the way.
Yeah.
You said you didn't get your what?
I about to say about tomorrow, right?
Oh, facts. Who you got for tomorrow?
Who you got too much shit?
I do.
She said, y'all left me off for bad and bougie.
Right. Let up bad version.
So I agree. I think that the Aces' biggest downfall, like you said, just not playing Ace basketball. I think, again, credit to the Liberty, but also their biggest downfalls were they're on flaws, and I think they're aware of that and they know how to address that. So I think they're gonna come out with a renewed spirit, and they have better pieces overall over Connecticut. I think that Aces got that one. And as it pertains to the Dream and the Fever, they did play in preseason, and the Fever won by like 5 points. Brittany Griner only played 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that also they may be a little bit comfortable right now after that last game.
Oh, who wouldn't?
Like I don't. It's absurd because it's like clearly that just wasn't a full show of effort, but I think that they are really believing it was, and that they might be a little bit comfortable. Atlanta is hungry. They're always hungry, and they got some very slept on pieces. They got one of the best front courts in the country. I'm sorry. And Jordan ain't back yet. Can't wait for her to come back, but you still got Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard, and then you threw in to Pow with that, and Shatori Walker Kimbrough. And then your front court is BG and Breonna Jones. Like, stop it. I think that Fever is gonna be surprised.
Yeah. Anything else we can touch on before we get up out of here?
Man, I think we covered so much basketball today. It probably ain't gonna be enough more basketball for us to talk about.
Yo, we just sat here and yapped. We was only supposed to be here for 30 minutes. We literally said we only gonna do 30 minutes. We gonna talk about the teams that we cover and still talk about other teams. But here we are. Thank y'all for listening. Look, thank y'all for listening.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Listen, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
You gotta go, but if there's anything y'all want us to talk about, get over here. Let us know what y'all want us to talk about.
Yeah, hit us up.
Give us some feedback. We can take it.
We can take it. Pause.
Heavy on the pause. Heavy on the pause. All right, now for real, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please, let us know what y'all want to hear us talk about. What debate y'all want us to go back and forth about. Whatever. But we appreciate y'all. Thank you. Tell somebody you love them. Spread positivity. We out.
Yeah.